Our little real estate show that we bring to you guys daily, number 4 in the nation, voted by you guys. Stay tuned. We're going to let you know all the little secrets as to how we got there.
How late? 13 minutes. New record.
Well, that new record. That's the reality. We're going to talk about it, Billy. The show that we bring to the community, to the nation, to the world every single day. We're all showing up, and then there's a technical glitch. It happens. It happens.
I guess we are the more reliable factor in all of this show. We're the ones turning up. Sometimes we get let down.
Well, that's it. Sometimes, technology, it's just out of our control. What goes on behind the scenes, right, of bringing the show to the audience every single morning, often it goes to plan. Sometimes it does not. We just kept getting a dead link. And the irony of it is I had to go at Mark the other day for running late on the show.
Yeah.
And here we are 14 minutes late. What can you do? So number 4, Billy, in the nation for the top real estate podcasts, our show.
Can't believe it. Where did that come from? Like, I don't know where it feels like.
Unbelievable. And when most people are doing these shows or their podcasts, maybe once a week, usually once a month, we're all showing up every single day, 6 days a week and 1 night a week. And we've been doing it for many, many, many years now. And the crazy thing is that really what was just meant to be a show and some information for our Northern Beaches community went national, and then it went global. No joke. Like, this is our show that we, as I said, that we all turn up to every single day. Why do you reckon, Billy? What do you reckon we got ranked number 4 in the country for real estate shows?
Well, it's so hard to get. I mean, this all started, as you said, local, for locals, for the community, just for sharing insights. We're talking day in, day out about many things. So we wanted to bring it on air. But if you go on, the internet, social media, put in a local topic or something you want to know about, you won't find it anywhere. Just no one covers the topics we go into, and it all comes from our everyday conversations. So it might be a buyer that's never bought something before, or a seller that's never sold before, and that's where these topics stem from. So it creates just such a wealth of information, like this memory bank, and then you can tap into it. I think that's why it's been so successful.
And that's exactly it. Like, we actually grab topics, the most commonly asked questions that we get as real estate agents on the ground, and we turn them into these little shows and podcasts so that it helps you guys. Because we realized that it was hard to find these little bite-sized chunks or snacks. Lee Woodward, my trainer, he likes to call them little snacks, and that's exactly what they are. That people can just take and they can digest, and it's easy to understand information, and we serve that out to the community. And it's funny, right? Because you turn up on here every day. I mean, Billy, you've just been like military, right? You've been doing 2 or 3 of these a week. And what goes on behind the scenes is crazy. Like, it's not just a 1-minute conversation and next minute we're on air. There is a lot of prep that goes into every single show. Like, you guys were talking yesterday about superannuation. Like, you're not a superannuation expert. We certainly deal with superannuation, but the research that went into that.
Yeah, and I guess, like, we're not, at the same hand, we're not giving financial advice, and that's kind of nice for a listener, because we can all go and sit with an accountant and get the financial advice, but you want to hear how it's like being put into play. You want to hear about the experiences of someone else that's never done it before, because again, speaking with an accountant, it's like speaking with a real estate agent. The language is jargon. Half of it we don't even understand. But when you hear it put into play by someone who's just done it once, and how that worked for them just once, it's much more realistic and Yeah, informative.
Absolutely. But not only that, like guys, I just want to pop this into context. So we were ranked number 4 in the nation for top real estate shows. True story, the stats came out a few days ago, number 4 in the country. And that is us up against some of the biggest names that you can even think of in the country. So we're absolutely thrilled. It's thanks to all of these guys and girls, our incredible team that show up. They turn up. You know, it's Billy, Mark, Michael Bergio, Cleo in rentals, Josh, you know, Bidan, like these guys are just constantly turning up. The boys were on last night from my team, Thomas and Jono, Monday night Novak News. You know, why do we do it? We do it, as we mentioned, to give you guys these bite-sized chunks of information. Try punching first home buyer grant into Google and see what it spits you out. Like, it's just this massive wealth of information that probably most people just won't understand. But you know, we've been doing this now for near 7 years,
Mm.
6 days a week, and every Monday night at 8 p.m. Like, it's a massive, massive feat. As I said, most people are turning up maybe once a week or once a month, and you know, trying to come up with these topics, and having these real conversations. Billy, do you enjoy it? Like, truthfully.
Yeah, I do. I like the fact that it brings on a new, almost like a character every other day. You know, so even for I'll often listen to the team when they're covering an interesting topic that I don't know about. You know, when Cleo and Bronco bring out some of the new tenancy legislation stuff, as an investor, a landlord, you know, just a person renting as well, you want to know about that.
And you know, the funny, you're so spot on. And the funny thing is, I actually do listen every single morning to every single one of the shows. But the funny thing is, when you think no one is listening, and then all of a sudden you get ranked as number 4 in the country for real estate shows, you're like, oh, hang on a sec. It's that funny thing, right? About when you're doing social media or you're doing podcasts, you're like, uh, does anyone actually listen to this, or is there any advice, you know, is there anything that we're actually giving to people that they really are hearing? And then you get that validation, and it really just, you know, it's great. It's like, actually, this is working, this is helping people. Don't you think? Because sometimes
Yeah,
you're just talking, and you
hundred
don't
percent.
actually even know, you know, whether or not people are actually listening out there.
We don't see the impact. You know, like you've got your live viewer count now, nowhere near what happens once the episode's broadcasted out, because it's on 8 live channels and then downloaded onto a podcast, then made into other pieces of content. So yeah, it's nice to know it goes on, lives a long shelf life, even for something that's such a small topic maybe on the day.
100%. And I think, guys, if we can just spend the last 1.5 minutes just talking about how we actually do this. So, Billy broadcasts from our studio. We actually have a proper TV studio, which FYI you don't need. If you saw my setup at the moment at home, you would laugh your head off. I have like a suction mobile phone holder that it's sitting on a wall. That's our pro setup right there. That's our TV studio. We
Yeah.
broadcast an enormous amount of stuff. Billy, can you just talk us through what's going on there, some of the technology?
Yeah, well, so the biggest upgrade we've had in the last 6 months is aircon. So you can't quite see it, but I used to have a handkerchief just brushing the sweat off me. So aircon's at the back there, big speaker at the back there. These lights are actually on, move them up and down. And then you got big TV. There's a computer that powers this in the back. And I mean, the green screen behind me, obviously it's not activated now, but this allows you to sort of stream in from anywhere in the world.
It does. So we can put all sorts of, you know, we can put any backdrop there whatsoever. You'll see often the guys and girls have got these great backdrops. If you think that looks like fake grass, it is.
Yeah,
The whole room has got fake grass. It's very insulating. So it's a soundproof booth. It's quite large, the booth as well. And that is,
yeah,
as I said, that's pro equipment. We've got pro lighting and all that sort of stuff. Makes a massive difference. However, in saying that, my setup, Billy, is vastly different. I have a suction mobile phone holder, as I mentioned, that's on a wall, and literally sitting here just in our study at home before I run out the door for work. So you don't need all of that stuff. But then we go on to
Yeah.
StreamYard. How does that work? Tell me that. Tell me about that quickly.
Yeah, that's like a platform and allows us to broadcast out to 8 channels live at one time, a collection of Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, even TikTok, YouTube, and so that's the live platforms, and then from there it can be downloaded and repurposed out. So there's been
So
over 80, I think 80,000, 100,000 downloads on the podcast.
that's insane. Absolutely insane. And then just quickly, we've got the lovely Nikki who does a lot of work behind the scenes in our media department. She will grab these morning shows and she turns them into the podcasts. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, spot on. Yeah, that's called Buzzsprout.
Yep. So that then goes on to, as I said, that then gets turned into so every single one of these morning shows gets turned into a podcast. So there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. I want to say congratulations to Mark. Mark has turned up for almost every single one of these shows, and there's been over 1,500 of them in the last 7 years. It's mind boggling. I don't think there's another real estate company or person in the country that turns up, probably in the world actually, that has turned up as often as these guys and girls have. So congratulations to you, Billy. Congratulations to Mark. Congratulations to everyone in the Novak team that have come and given up their time. You guys arrive at like 7:15 every morning, given up their time and put so much thought, love and care into every single one of these shows. So congratulations to you guys, and thank you to the whole community out there that
Yeah.
actually does show up and listen, because I guess if we're all going to go to the effort of doing it, it's nice to know that people are out there and they're listening and they're enjoying it.
Even the special guests that come on, always welcome, but yeah, they're always fun to have on as well.
Absolutely. And guys, if you are a business out there and you're thinking, hang on a sec, I've got some value add there, always feel free to reach out to us. We are always happy to, allow you guys to come on and share any great knowledge that you've got for the community.
100%.
Well done,
Thanks,
Billy.
Lise.
Well done. Thanks, guys. Have a
Have a good
great day.
one. See you later.
See ya. Bye.